Okay, alright, ready to go.
Hi, my name's Aaron Stilley and I'm a resident of Brisbane Common Ground.
Okay, now Aaron, today we're just talking about Queensland landscapes, and by that I mean housing, transport, green spaces, community services, things like that. What are some positive Queensland landscapes that we have that we want to maintain?
Well, one of the positive landscapes is actually this particular building itself. The purpose of the building for social inclusion is one of the better ideas that governments have come up with so far.
Yep.
Mainly because it allows people who may not fit within the social norms to actually be able to be in the local environment, learning to actually be inclusive within the local community, learning the skills necessary.
Yep.
And we're provided with the support that we need to actually be able to achieve that.
Okay. Okay. So do you think that there should be, do you think there should be more places like Brisbane Common Ground?
I do. I think that this building itself was a perfect test pilot. It's proven that in most cases it's been successful in what it needs to do. There are other people out there that do need that sort of level of support and inclusion.
Yeah.
One specific minority / majority area, which way you want to look at it, is the youth area.
Yep.
You've got a lot of youth around about that either live on the street, live in difficult environments, or unfortunately the ones that come from country areas, which then end up in the major city for studying.
Okay. Yep. Okay. What about, now considering Queensland in the next 30 years, what transport options do you think should be available in the future?
Well, in the next 30 years, I can't see the transportation changing all that much unless we have some massive scientific breakthroughs. You know, the trains work, the buses do work. They're getting more and more environmentally friendly. The only thing that you could look at probably changing in the next 30 years would be the way that the transport system takes over the actual city, the major city.
Okay, yep.
Working out a better way to actually bring it all under the city rather
Underground,
than through the city, so people can enjoy the architecture of the city, the landscaping of the city.
Yeah.
The city itself is fantastic, but when you're dealing with cars, it's not really that enjoyment.
Sure. How about housing? Do you think there should be changes made to housing in the future?
Yeah, the populations of the city is going to change. It's going to get bigger. It's not going to get smaller. The days, unfortunately, of having that large 4-bedroom house on an acreage block for just 4 people isn't going to work too much longer.
Yes.
We're going to eat up the land that we actually have available.
Yes.
That's going to create housing problems, whereas if you look at some of the other countries, they've moved away from houses, they've started building apartment buildings.
Yep.
That, unfortunately, as much as some people do hate the idea, an small apartment building on an acreage property can house a lot more than one house.
Yes, sure. Yep, okay. Green spaces? Do you have any feelings about the future for our green spaces?
Yes. The city and the surrounding suburbs at the moment have fantastic green spaces. We have our parks, we have our play areas, we have our relaxation, just the nice calm greening areas. But unfortunately they appear to be slowly disappearing due to the building houses. And the city, unfortunately, is one of the prime focuses on that point. The lack of green in the city is diminishing, and unfortunately, when you work in the city with an assistance dog, it gets a little hard to find green spaces.
Yeah, sure. They haven't thought of it that way, but that must be a challenge. Okay. Community services, finally. Do you think there needs to be extra community services available?
The community services at the moment, I'm actually watching how this new National Disability Insurance Scheme pans out
Okay.
with that one.
Yep.
That may create new community services.
Mm-hmm.
It may remove some.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be an interesting thing to actually watch, but for the moment, what we have works.
Mm-hmm.
Not too many of the community services seem to be overloaded.
Yes. Yeah.
But not too many of them are underworked either.
Yeah.
But other than that, the services that I've accessed seem to be functioning properly. They've done what I needed them to do.
Yep.
It's just a matter of people knowing which community services are out there that they can get access to.
So more education campaigns on what's available would be a good idea.
Yeah, there's plenty of community services organisations out there for different things.
Yes.
Just knowing that they're there.
Yep. Okay, great. Thanks, Aaron.
No worries.